right, just going to record a demo here in case all does not go well with the live demo. Um, what we're looking at is the webhook that is doing soft validation via a large language model. Um, Last time I got a chance to work on this, kind of proved that OpenAI was doing the task pretty well of fixing a custom resource to make it match the CRD, at least in some acceptable manner. And I wanted to just keep the task the same. There's lots of other tasks that I'd like to do. I didn't get a chance to do this shift week, but I'd like to really focus on what we do with some of the turning some of the pre-flight checks into prompts that could go to a large language model and getting back fixes rather than validation denials. But for now, I just stuck to the same task, which is just supplying a missing field, which is a reasonably tough task. It turns out I went through a lot of language models to show you that section of code where I have some commented out stuff. Just switch on model here. Yeah, I've got. I went through. I was trying to use our Instruct Lab base models, things that are being worked on actively by IBM and Red Hat. So that would be Granite and now Granite 3. I didn't have any luck with Granite 3 yet. I think there might be a mismatch between the way I was serving it and it's what it's expecting. And I did sort of focus on OLlama, which seems to be a great tool for serving up pre-trained models. Um, of course, a lot of this real success, I think, is going to come in using pretty small models built into OpenShift AI, but that are fine-tuned with Instruct Lab specifically for OpenShift. So that will be a real advancement, I think, in the ability of these answers to come back correctly. But for now, I ground my way through a bunch of models, trying to keep them all open source and accessible, and somewhat related to what we might see down the road from OpenShift AI. But yeah, you can see here I went through quite the list, and to make that easier, I fired up OLlama on a GPU-based GCP VM. It didn't cost a whole bunch. It was like 75 cents an hour for a spot type instance. That's where GCP can just turn it off on you at any moment. So it's like half price. So I don't know, 75 cents an hour to noodle around with this stuff didn't seem so bad to me. I saw that Matt Hicks commented in the company thing that you shouldn't try to use I don't know what he said, something about like don't waste your time with GPUs, but actually you can't really mess around with a lot of these models without a good GPU and a lot of memory. So I grabbed a server that has both in excess, and it's still only around 75 cents an hour to mess with. And I ran OLlama on it, which made transitioning between models very easy. I can show you that interface real quick. So it's just OLlama list to see what you've got loaded, and things like OLlama pull and OLlama create, so it can work. You can mess with the model file and then create a new in-memory model. It handles a lot of the GPU interaction, so it takes care of that for you. If the GPU's there, it'll kind of massage the model parameters into working with the GPUs. So the alternative for this would be Instruct Lab serving directly, but my problem was I have a very large context window because I'm trying to send the CRD along with the CR. And I want to send the whole CRD because it's got a lot of richness to it in terms of all the comments and the validations that it does. And so I think we can get a lot better response from the LLM if we can send the entire CRD. But that puts us up at somewhere around 16,000. So we need about a 16,000 token context length to make that work. So unfortunately, that ruled out the current Instruct Lab batches. So I couldn't really use any of the Instruct Lab trained models for this. But I was trying to keep it close and work with some that are close. So like Instruct Lab is working off a Mistral 7B base. So I figured that when I found this Mistral Nemo, which has been tweaked by other people, not Red Hat, it wasn't a bad fit. So that's actually where I found my most success and where I hopefully will have success on this demo. So I've deployed it to the version of the webhook that's looking for a local large language model, in this case, not really local, but close enough. And we'll just watch the logs from the webhook, and we'll do a applying of a bad CR. It's missing the catalog package name. So let's go ahead and try it. And you can see I changed, I don't know if you remember my demo from last time, I changed the prompt a little, and the changing of the prompt was solely to make it work better with other large language models besides OpenAI. I found that I needed to give it slightly different instructions to get good results. Um, and well, hopefully we'll get a pretty fast response here from Olama. There's a 30-second wait. So if we don't hear anything, we're going to have a problem. Oh, there we go. And that did it. So yeah, so I needed something that could get it done in under 30 seconds. I had lots of constraints on this. I needed something that had at least a 16, at least a 16K context window. And yeah, but looks like we had a warning on the application, but I think that was some, because we're dealing with some fields in the maybe in the CR that, anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. It allowed us to go on, so that's success. It took all 15K or so of tokens. It processed it. Olama gave a response, which was a YAML that we could parse, and we applied the CR. So that's success. I'm not going to bother to demonstrate OpenAI, though I might do it in a live demo, but I've already demoed that. So this is what I really wanted to show, that this got working. This shift week, I learned a lot about model differences, how to actually work with different models quickly and get a development cycle that would let me work. I learned a lot about the precision versus the accuracy of the model responses. They are not very precise, and any fluctuation in our prompt, meaning like if we grab other things from the like statuses and other things from the CR or CRD, that's going to perturb the response. And so in practice, this code would have to be very regular in what it asks the LLM so that it can get regular responses. So I did a lot of learning in that respect, of how to practically use these things, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results.